Thank you for your service, jury. Thank you. You solemnly swear, next witness, please be seated. Do you understand now? Yes, I do. Thank you for the first one. Which, uh, the witness, my first name is Devonta, last name Lee. First name is spelled Devonta, last name is Lee. Having been first sworn in, blah, 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 examination. Mr. Lee, are you familiar with the gang called the Southside Crips? Yes, I am. How are you familiar with them? I'm an affiliate. What was this? Were you affiliated with them in the 1990s? Yes, I was. How did you get on the Southside Crips? Well, me and a couple of other mutual friends, knew guys from over on that side of town. We joined. We joined because we had ties with, people we went to school with, things like that. And what side of town? What town are you talking about? Southside Compton. So it was on the east side of Compton, basically. Oh, let me put my copyright disclaimer up here. East side of Compton. Is that Compton, California? Yes, it is. Okay, now in your affiliation with the Southside Crips, did you come to know someone by the name of Keefy D? Yes. Also known as Duane Davis? Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as grand jury exhibit number 2. Do you recognize the person on the screen right here? Yes, I do. Who is that? That's Keefy D. Okay, now was Keefy D also a member of the Southside Crips when you were a member of it? Yes, he was. And what was Keefy D's role? Keefy was basically a leader of the neighborhood, one of them. Okay, and is it fair to say, well, how did he get to be a leader? Do you know of the Southside Crips? Well, his family is very, very known in the neighborhood that I'm from, so he kind of like grew up in it. Also, he became, because he was real big in the drug trade. Niggas don't give a fuck. Uh, really big. He was real big in the drug trade. Start, making big moves so that elevated him, as far as his gangbang life and his stature. Is it fair to say that he's a well-known member and leader of the Southside Crips? Oh yeah, most definitely. And you say he had obtained funds through the drug trade. Did he have a little bit of money or a lot of money? He had a lot of money, especially then. It was a lot of money. And by then, are we talking about the mid 90s? Yeah, about the mid 90s. Can you explain to me, like, what does a boss do in a gang like the Southside Crips? Like, what's his role in the gang? Well, they have a couple of different roles depending on what kind of boss they are. So let's talk about Keefe. Like, what was his role? Okay, well, his role was he was a financier for one. Whatever we needed, we obtained. We got it easy by a boatload. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then he was able to then puppeteer things. He can, he can tell you to do things, have you do things, stuff of that nature. And let me ask you in a different way. If KVD told you you were going, oh, wait, and let me ask you in a different way. If KVD told you were young back then, right? Right, right. Is KVD much older than you? Yes. He's about 12 years older or something like that. And if KVD told you to do something, would you do it? At that time, yes. At that time, KVD was what? How old is KVD right now? 60? So that means he was about 30. Which would make this kid 17, 18. And if KVD told you to do something, would you do it? Would you do it? If KVD told you not to do something, would you not do it? Yes. And we were talking about, again, the mid 90s. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the mid 90s. Do you know somebody by the name of Orlando Anderson? Yes, I do. And I'm going to show you, grand jury exhibit number 3. Do you recognize the person in grand jury exhibit number 3? Yes, I do. Who is that? That's Orlando Anderson. Did he go by another name? Yeah, Baby Lane. And I could tell, and I could tell it kind of affects you a little emotionally to see him. Yeah, I grew up, yeah, of course. Was he somebody that you were close to? I would say pretty close. Pretty close, yeah. Was he also a member of the Southside Crips? Yes, he was. Did he have any relationship to Keefe D? Yes, that's Keefe's nephew. And do you know how he's his nephew? Yeah, from Keefe's. That's Keefe's sister's son. Okay. Yeah. Now, in the Southside Crips, was being a blood relation to somebody like Keefe D important, or did it give you status? It will only give you status depending on the family status. Like if your family is known for like they ain't nothing, then that's the status that you will be up under until you pull yourself out. Show different. Yeah. In his case, it's like the silver spoon of gangbang. He was born into a pretty well set foundation as far as the gang world. And, the people that you have before you, your uncles and things of that. From your observation, was Keefe D and or Orlando Anderson, Baby Lane, were they close? I would say they were pretty. Yeah, yeah. I would say they were close. I think one reason why Baby Lane got into the drug gang too is because of his uncle and his uncles, it's just all around him. So yeah, they were pretty close. They were close. Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as grand jury exhibit number 4. Do you recognize that person depicted in the grand jury photo? Number 4. Yes, I do. Who is that? DeAndre Smith. Do he have any nicknames? Yeah, Big Dre. Okay. Did he also go by Freaky Dre? Freaky Dre also, yes. How did you know Mr. Smith? Me and Mr. Smith used to go to basketball camps together. I don't know if people know, but he used to play basketball. He was pretty good too. Big guy, 6'6", big guy. But yeah, that's how I end up meeting him. And we lived in the same vicinity in Long Beach. So I would see him at the parks, at the school. He's from Long Beach, huh? And we lived in the same vicinity in Long Beach, so I would see him at the parks, at the school, Then we had our own bond, So we made a little posse, whatever you want to call it. It was called Cash Mob. And that's when things started going the other way, meaning we linked up with the South Sides because, I met Orlando through Big Dre. Okay. And it went from there. And I used to live with him. When we got a little older, we had a couple of apartments together, things like that. So it's fair to say you were pretty close with, well, out of everybody, I was more close to him because we came in together. All right. Now, at one point, you said that you and Big Dre linked up with the Southside Crips. Is that correct? Yes. Can you explain to me how that worked? Well, we used to go to all the local basketball games and football games because we were still 1 foot out, 1 foot in. And plus, Dre's grandmother, I believe it was his grandmother, had a house over there. Why over there? You mean in Compton? Yeah, Compton. Right off the outskirts of the neighborhood. And he went to elementary with Orlando. So that's how he went to elementary with Orlando. So that's how Orlando knew him. And so they just linked back up because seeing each other over at the games, things like that. And then Lane did hear about the little posse or little group we put together and was starting to ring little bells in Long Beach. And he figured out and he found out that Big Dre was the big man of the whole thing. And we started hanging with them after that. And was there a way that you had to get in good with the Southside Crips? Was there initiation or anything like that? Well, we got initiated. Okay, and how does that work? What's the initiation? You fight. Yeah, you fight. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can get jumped in or you can put in some work, meaning do harm to someone. Oh, okay. A rival gang or something. We chose the fighting. So you got jumped in? Yeah, we got jumped. Did you guys get jumped in separately or together? Well, we got jumped in. So they sized us up. So, of course, Big Dre was a big guy. So they gave him somebody of his stature. They did their thing. Boom. Next. See, they didn't. It was like the old way where like a bunch of guys would just wail on you because, for one, Orlando said he wasn't going to let that happen because they let Orlando know first before they even approached us about it. So Orlando said, I'll make it happen, but you all going to have to give them a head up, a fade. That's a head up. You know what I mean? You're not going to pack them out, and bottle treatment and those type of things. And so was it the same day that you and Big Dre got jumped in? Yeah, we got jumped in on the same day. And Orlando was actually, like you had mentioned, Orlando kind of helped orchestrate and make sure it wasn't too bad. He made sure they didn't go overboard. Like I've seen other people get jumped in our gang, and I mean, they got done, Oh, really? Yeah. So it was a big help. Let me say that. That's for sure. So you all were close enough to Orlando that he was at least looking out for you guys. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm now going to show you grand jury exhibit number 5. Do you recognize the person in grand jury exhibit number 5? That's Terrence Brown. Okay, Terrence Brown. Do Terrence Brown have a nickname? Yeah, T Brown or T Bubbly. Okay, couple names. He switched up through the years. Yeah? Was he a member of the Southside Crips also? Yes, he was. Now it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, you, Orlando and DeAndre are more or less the same age. Is that true? Yeah, we're all in the same age bracket, yes. Was Mr. Brown in your age bracket or a different age bracket? He was in Keefy D's age bracket. And based on what you told me before, about 10, 12 years older than you. Yeah. I think he's about, yeah. So was he one of the older guys, the big homies? As far as T Brown, yeah, he was, yeah. All right. I want to ask you a little bit now about the Southside Crips generally. Did they have, did you guys have any main rivals back in the mid 90s? Uh yeah. We had a few, mostly Bloods at the time, Ludus Park, Mall Pyru, Treetop Pyru, Hollywood's Pyru, everything that was on that side of Compton as far as Bloods, that's who we had. Our main one was the Mall. That was the one. And so Mall Pyru, was that the main rivalry? But any blood gang would be a rival? Right, correct. On that side of Compton. Now, while in the mid 90s, were you familiar with somebody, the rapper known as Tupac Shakur? Yes. Okay. Now, did you become aware of him joining a record label? Yes, when he joined Death Row Records. To your knowledge, as somebody who was in the gang, to your knowledge, was Death Row Records associated with any gang out of Compton? Yeah, they were the mob. Yeah, that whole situation was the mob. Okay. And by that, you mean Mob Pyru? Mob Pyru, yes, correct. And that was the blood gang you guys had a real issue with at the time. Yes, correct. Now, are you familiar with the head of the Death Row Records was? Yes, Marion. Marion Suge Knight. Marion Suge Knight. And were you aware of his affiliation as well? Was I aware of his affiliation? Yeah. Everybody that knew him knew that's where he's from. And where being from meaning Luda Parks, Mall Pyru. And where being from, and where being from meaning, Luda's Park, Mall Pyru. Now, is it fair to say that Mall Pyru was closely associated with Death Row Records and Tupac Shakur? Yes. And so Mall Pyru was hanging out with a lot of rap artists and R&B artists at that time. Yeah, there were a lot of artists, but yeah, that's what they were doing. Now, during that time period, were the Southside Crips hanging out with any rappers? We didn't start hanging. Well, we did hang. We did have a couple of different rappers come around, but I'm talking about as far as really dealing with them, no. We dealt with Redman before, a couple of other people that you all probably don't know, but one of the main one was Redman. He did a video in our neighborhood before, which Orlando was in the video and everything. He was pretty young then too. Did you guys ever have affiliations, or did you ever hang out with any members of Bad Boy Records? Oh shit. They getting ready to go for fucking Puff. Oh God, here we go. Yes. Yeah. Who in particular? Well, we hung out with Biggie, Little C's. It was a group called Total at the time that was a part of Bad Boy. We hung out with them. The whole Bad Boy basically lineup, the whole Bad Boy basically lineup besides Little Kim. Never ever seen Little Kim personally or with them. And so Biggie, you're talking about Notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace, correct? Were you aware of who the head of Bad Boy Records was at the time? Oh my, yo, Puff, you better lawyer up, nigga. Yeah, most definitely. Who was that? That was Puff, Sean Puffy Combs. And then, did you ever hang out at a party with Mr. Combs? I've been to a hotel party. And was it common or uncommon for Southside Crips to provide protection for Bad Boy artists when they were out in California? How you just jump to that? Yeah, yeah, it became on a regular basis when they come around. They did one out here too. They did a show out here that we provided, protection. And when you talk about this type of protection, you're talking about the Southside Crips providing protection for Bad Boy Records? Right, right. They were scared of Suge. Oh, so they were scared of a particular threat. And that threat was, yeah, that was the only threat they were worried about was Suge. Okay. And is it fair to say that some of that threat also came from Suge's gang affiliation, the Mob Pyru people? Yeah. Oh shit. Puff, you better lawyer up yesterday, nigga. You better lawyer up yesterday, nigga. Yes, the gang affiliation. And not only that, but Tupac going to death row and telling them that, Biggie and them, I mean, Puff and Biggie and them had something to do with it when he got shot up the first, the first time. He really believed that they did it. They probably did it. I don't know. But that right there added fuel to the fire. So it was like anytime that any Death Row affiliates or anybody that dealt with Death Row, if they see anybody from Bad Boy, it can go all bad. Oh, shit. This is about to get ugly. And so is it fair to say that this rivalry was fairly well known in the media and talk a lot and a lot of talk both in the music industry and just of well known in the streets as well. Yeah, it started the whole East Coast West Coast thing, right off the top, like bam. And you talking about the rap beef of it, yeah. And then when it came to the gang issues, you already had Mar Pyru and Southside Crips, which were national rivalries outside of the music industry. Outside of the music industry. Yo, who is this nigga, man? This nigga gonna get niggas RICO charges, bro. He gonna get niggas RICO charges. And then you also had them now associated with various rap groups. Mar Pyru being associated with Death Row Records and Southside Crips now being associated with Bad Boy. With Bad Boy, okay. Right. Okay. Did that or did that not escalate? Oh, yeah, it escalated for sure. It escalated. One thing, somebody need to check this nigga record and see if this nigga got a case or some shit. For him to be a gangbanger, he's sure doing a motherfucking lot of talking, boy. I mean a lot. Oh yeah, it escalated for sure. It escalated. It escalated it. One thing about it is, what a lot of people don't know is Keefy D, before Suge Knight got the record company, it was going to be called West Coast Bad Boy. What? He was going to get the money that Suge got from the same person Suge got it from. But Keefy didn't know nothing about that world, so Keefy was hesitant to dabble in it. So he was taking his time. And that's when Suge came up and swept, you know, went up under him and got it because they knew each other. Suge and Keefy know each other. So yeah, when he heard that Keefy wasn't taking advantage of that situation, he came right on in and took advantage of the situation. He's talking about the Harry O situation. And don't Keefy D act like Harry O is his man? And you know this based partly on your conversations with Keefy D and conversations that were had around Keefy D. Right, right, right. All right. Now, when it came to providing security and managing the relationship or managing Southside Crips' relationship with Bad Boy, who would be the person that was running that type of relationship? As far as, okay, well, Keefy ran the relationship. Keefy D? Yeah, Keefy D ran the relationship with them and it trickled down to Orlando. Uh-huh. And we're part of Orlando Circle. So, and we are part of Orlando Circle. So that's where the security part came in, or, that part of what was going on. He was like, yo, don't worry, my nephew, pop, 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 boom. And that's how we got, engaged to everything through Keefy. So it's through Keefy to Orlando, and you were a part of Orlando's clique. Yeah. It's like a tree, man. He's up there, and then it goes down all the way down to the soldiers. And you, Orlando, and Big Dre were kind of like the soldiers. Yeah. Orlando, he was, but wasn't. Orlando was a soldier if he wanted to be at times. You know what I mean? Like, it was like he was high. At that age, he was up there. He had a lot of money too. So then he didn't have to do as much as we did. But yeah, he was definitely, if he was, in this world today, he would say he was a soldier regardless. That's what he would say. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to direct your attention, given the whole context, I'm going to direct your attention to an incident that occurred in September of 1996 at the Lakewood Mall. Are you familiar with that incident? Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. Were you at the Lakewood Mall incident? Yes, I was. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So tell me about this Lakewood Mall incident from September 1996. Okay, we had one of our homeboys from our neighborhood was going off to play football for college or something. Yeah, for college. And KVD gave him some money, and he was like, "Man, make sure he gets everything he needs." Da 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 da. And we were with him. He said, "You all go with him. Make sure he good." What does mean? Make sure you're with him and make sure he's good. Well, because people still knew that he was from Southside, we didn't want him by himself with $4,000 on him. You know what I mean? It was just more Keefy was like protecting his, what's the word you call it? His investment, basically. So, you all go with him, make sure he's good, gets what he needs, get back over here so we can get on up out of here. And your observation, would Keefy D provide money to various athletes that were going to college to play sports in the neighborhood? Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah. None of that was unusual to you? No, it wasn't. It wasn't because he always felt he was an agent or something anyway. You know that, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I got these players. But yeah, no, that's not out of the ordinary for him. So what happens when you're in the Lakewood Mall? Okay, we were getting to the mall. And actually, I'm sorry, before we get to that point, so do you remember what the football player name was? Yeah, he's deceased now. His name was Marcus Hunter. So it's you, Marcus Hunter. Who else is going to the mall with you? Orlando, two other homies, Saki and Hawk, and one other homie named Blue Rag. They was like one or two other homies, but not from, you know what I mean? It's been a long time, but fair to say a couple more. A couple more, yeah. We were about 7 to 8 deep in the mall. And then while you're at the mall, do you all notice something that causes further events to occur? Your Honor, leading the witness. God damn, yo. There's a lot of motherfucking leading here. You can tell they prepped this motherfucker. It's too much leading, yo. Won't you just tell this story yourself? Yes, well, we were coming from one end, and Death Row affiliates were coming from the other end of the mall. We could see them, malls are wide open. We could see them. They had Death Row hats and Death Row shirts and the chains and all the memorabilia, what that they wear. We seen them. We already knew what it was going to be. They screamed out, Death Row, and we screamed out, South Side. And that's when everything just collided. Why they yell out Mar Paru or whatever? Why would they yell Death Row? And by colliding like that, just so we can envision what you're talking about, are you all running at each other and just throwing punches? What's happening? Yo, leading the witness, leading, Your Honor, leading. No, we didn't run at each other, but we were walking towards each other while everybody's yelling out, Southside Compton, da 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 da. And when we got close enough to them, the homie Marcus Hunter, that's when he see Trayvon. They play football together, have ties. And he grabbed the chain and hit him and knocked him basically out. Wait. And he grabbed the chain and hit him and it knocked him basically out, basically for a second. And I'm sorry, you keep saying he and him, so it's hard to keep track. Okay, well, Marcus Hunter grabbed Trayvon's chain and hit him. And when he hit him, that's when the whole brawl spilled over from that. I thought Orlando Anderson took the chain. So when Trayvon ran over there and told Buntry and Pac and all them, yo, there go the nigga that took the chain. He knew Marcus Hunter. Them niggas played, they was on the same football team. So why would he lie and say Trayvon? Why would Trayvon say that Orlando took the chain? And when he hit him, that's when the whole world spilled over from that. I'm going to show you grand jury exhibit number 6. Do you recognize the person in grand jury number 6? Yes, I do. Who is that? That's Trayvon. Okay, now Trayvon was part of that death row group. Yeah, he's actually from the mob. So he's actually a blood member. This nigga is just telling it. Yeah, before the death row stuff, he's a real member. Okay, so he's a real member of Mob Pyru. These niggas is going. This shit is going to lead to the biggest gang sweep, Rico shit. Watch how this shit is going to have all these niggas go to jail because of niggas like this dude. Watch when that Rico hit. Oh my God, this bro, all this gang shit. This nigga don't even realize what the fuck he doing. I don't think he do. Okay, so he's a real member of the Mob Pyru. Right. And he was representing Death Row as well. Right. That's who gave him the job. Sugar them. Yeah, he was representing them. Okay. So then Marcus Hunter and him Marcus grabbed his chain, grabbed Trayvon's, his Death Row chain. The chain, and then also punched him. Yeah, simultaneously. And as a result of this whole brawl occurs, and as a result of this, a whole brawl occurs. Yeah. We were full out fighting in the mall. People screaming, running. It spilled over into the Foot Locker. They had to rebuild the whole Foot Locker. They had to rebuild it. It was tore up, We were battered, we were bruised, battered. It was a real fight. So how does that situation end? It don't. So at some point, y'all leave the Foot Locker. So how does it end? No. Oh, yeah. Because the sheriff came and we basically outnumbered who came. Okay. So they was just like, they didn't arrest anybody. They just like, get out of here. Of course, they're going to do their homework later, but they just wanted us to get out of there. You know what I mean? So we did. We went our separate ways and got in the car. And, of course, we were calling up, telling homies and the neighborhoods to watch out. We just got into it with these guys. We got this Death Row chain. They coming. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. So you all are leaving and you had mentioned something about a Death Row chain. Did you guys actually grab the Death Row chain? We actually grabbed the chain. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but we actually had the chain. Now, who had the chain? At one point, Marcus had it, Marcus Hunter. Once we got to the neighborhood, we talked to Keefe. Well, I didn't talk to Keefe, but, they talked to Keefe, and they went up, and they went and met up with Keefe. So you weren't part of that conversation. No, I wasn't a part of the conversation because, honestly, I think, if I remember, I went through Orlando. Okay. Orlando went to Keefe. So I don't want to talk about anything that happened there because you weren't at that situation where Keefe, no, I don't know nothing. Yeah. All I know is 10 grand came up for the chain. But other than that, I don't know the conversation. Can I ask you, was there any symbolic value for the gang to have a Death Row chain? Didn't that mean anything? Yeah, that's like taking somebody's crown or taking it means something. Yeah. That's, for a rival gang to have something that, what I mean, says your guy's logo, everything, that proves that we took that. So it helped a lot. And there was a lot of repercussions after that too. So is it fair to say that as a result of the chain getting taken, what you had already said was an escalated situation escalated even more. Oh, it blew up. It blew up. I mean, within 24 hours, there were shootings everywhere. Oh my God. This nigga's a gangbanger? Cali. Y'all, a bunch of y'all niggas is gonna go to jail for some old ass murders and old ass shit. I don't know who this nigga is, boy. But he gonna get y'all in a bunch of motherfucking trouble. Cause this shit gonna turn to some Rico shit just because of all the gang shit. Oh, it blew up. It blew up. I mean, within 24 hours, there was shootings everywhere. We couldn't go, to the neighborhood stores, instead of going, this is a neighborhood you grow up in, so you can go to the neighborhood stores by yourself. At this point, you couldn't. You had to have a few people waiting in the car, a couple jump out with you. You're watching your back. It was real critical at that point. Is it fair to say it was some kind of like a war zone? Oh, definitely a war. It was definitely a war. Now I'm going to fast forward to the incident where Tupac Shakur was shot and subsequently killed. Are you familiar with that incident? Yes, I am. Now, did you go out to Vegas that weekend? No. I was supposed to go out there, but we got raided for the fighting stuff. In the Lakewood Mall, and I got caught up in that little web, so I didn't get to attend. Now, and I've been to other fights, so that's why I know I would have been there if I wouldn't have got arrested. So you had going to other fights out there in Vegas? Right, correct. And do you remember like a fighter that you went to see out in Vegas? I went to see McNeely and Mike Tyson fight. Now, in that instance, how did you get tickets? Keefe D? And so Keefe D did you go just you and Keefe D? No. It never happened that way. It was very weird that we would travel with them like in the same car or the same whatever. Yeah. They would always be in the front of us and we would be behind them, or just get the tickets. Like, okay, Keefe would be like, give it to Lane and Lane would distribute the tickets to us. And you mentioned earlier that Keefe was the money guy. So he would be the one with the cash to get, and would be the one with the cash to get you guys. Yeah, he bought all the tickets to all that stuff. Did he ever like go through Ticketmaster or go to no. He didn't go to Ticketmaster. He had a booster that was one of the best I ever seen. There's not a game, a fight, or nothing that KVD wouldn't attend. And I'm talking about front row seats type stuff. And how the guy get the tickets, I don't know. But he was also a well-known person in the scalper industry. Okay. Y'all know why they setting this up, right? Because if KVD defense say prove that he was in Vegas, if he was there for the Mike Tyson fight, show me Ticketmaster where he bought tickets. So this nigga saying right here, you can tell this shit is all prepped. This is all prepped. Oh, nigga, if you don't know, if KVD don't even deal with you, and you a soldier, and he only deal with his nephew, Orlando, how you know where he get tickets from? How you know where he got, like, every time that he go get tickets, that he get them from a scalper? A nigga with all this money. The scalping world? Yeah, the scalping world able to get tickets and stuff. All right. So you're in jail. While your friends and the big homies are out to go see a fight. Is that right? Correct. And that was the Mike Tyson Bruce Seldon fight, right? Yes. And this is the weekend of September 7th, 1996, right? Yes. And so this is a pretty shortly after the Lakewood Mall fight. Yeah, that's one reason why it really spilled over here. That's why, you know what I mean? That's one reason why. Now, fair to say, because you were, who got this nigga to talk? Reggie, you got this nigga to talk? Reggie, you brought this nigga to them? Now, fair to say, because you were in jail, you didn't see or participate in any of the events that occurred around the Tupac Shakur killing, correct? No, I didn't. But your friends were out here during that time. Correct, my circle. And your tight circle including Orlando Anderson, right? Right. How you know that, money? You in jail. Somebody told you? How would you know they was in Vegas, nigga, and you in jail in California? That case is weak, bro. When you were in jail, did you hear about the fight that occurred after the Tyson Seldon fight? Actually, yes, I did. At the time, you know, when I don't know if you're familiar with as far as gangs and stuff, as far as how they go. But if you're a documented as a Crip, Blood, or something, they take you to those modules. So I was in the Crip module where it was nothing but Crips, and I was wondering why gang came to my cell. They like, boom, turn around, you know, and I'm like, what's going on, man? He was like, we just want to show you something. So they took me to a room similar to looking like this with just computers and stuff around. And they sat me down and they said, you're not going to like what you're about to see. Blase, blase. I didn't even know what they were going to show me. I didn't know if it was something going on with my family, anything. I don't know what they were about to show me. So they showed me, and that's when I seen the fight. This is before it was even on the news. I seen it. Okay. You know? And the fight you're talking about is an altercation between Orlando Anderson and the members of Death Row. Is that fair? Correct. No, I'm going to show you what's been marked as grand jury exhibit number 8. You said you've seen this many times before. Is that correct? Yes. Is it fair to say that some portions of this are even on the internet? Is that correct? Yeah, certain things I see is not on the internet. Okay, I'm going to pause it here real quick. What are we looking at right here? What's going on here? Death Row guys jumping Orlando. So the Death Rows are jumping Orlando. You being affiliated with gangs and you understand you're in the heat of this during this time. Is this something that might happen in retaliation for a chain or getting stolen? Yo, you leading the fucking witness, bro. You telling me, come on, bro. You leading the witness, man. You leading the witness, man. You leading the witness. All is this is to create the narrative that Tupac got killed for the fucking chain, bro. All they did was look at all this shit on the YouTube and go find somebody, or somebody brought this dude to cooperate this story about the fucking chain. And that's going to be the motive to try to get Keefe D locked up. The fucking chain. And then the bad boy shit, they're going to try to say it was the bounty and all that other shit. And then he already said, oh, sure. I mean, when they gave Keefe G the chain, he got 10 grand. How can you prove any of this shit? It is something you might even expect to happen for a chain getting stolen. Yes, if not worse. I'm going to continue to play. Now, from your observation, did that appear to be, what did that appear to be like in terms of it on a one-on-one fade, or was it, yo, get the fuck, are you serious right now? So the prosecutor is saying a fade, what is this, a one-on-one? They said, you leading the fucking witness. This is how motherfuckers, they telling him the story and he just agreeing it. They telling him the story. No, they jumped him. And is that something that happens sometimes in gang situations? You ain't got to be in a gang to get jumped. You get jumped in school. Little kids jump people. Cops jump people. You ain't got to be a gang member to get jumped by some cops. Is that something that happens sometimes in gang situations? Yeah, the majority of the time. All right. Now, in your experience, if somebody does this to a member of a Southside Crip, is there repercussions that needs to happen? Leading the witness, Your Honor. Leading the witness, Your Honor. Yes, something has to happen. Yo, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You in jail, nigga. You're not a good witness. You're in jail at the time this happened. This nigga saw as much as Reggie saw. He was there as much as Reggie was. It's the world of gangs. If you don't retaliate to a situation that happened or occurred, especially in the magnitude of this, you know what I mean? And to the person that you did it to, that's the whole key. It depends on who the person is, you know? A lot of homeboys get beat up, come back, oh man, and they got me. And a lot of homies won't even run to their aid like that. Okay? If we catch them, we catch them. You know? But if you at a certain level, it's going to happen. Like that. Like this. And people are going to, they're going to do something. It's going to happen. The video now stopped at 20:52 and 39 seconds. Do you see somebody wearing a Dan Marino jersey? Yes, that's my buddy, Orlando Anderson. And was that the person that was getting beat on at the MGM? Yes. Okay. Now, we already talked about Orlando Anderson being the nephew of Keefe D, and I think you described him as somebody in the gang world had the silver spoon, was born with the silver spoon in his mouth in the gang world. Right. So him getting beat down by Mal Pyru and Death Row was going to necessitate a reaction by the Southside Crips. For sure it was. Speculation, Your Honor. The prosecutor's leading the witness. For sure it was. Like every situation, niggas don't squash shit or hash it out. Or just never see each other again. And if we're being honest, if you were out there with that case, oh, come on, my nigga. Stop. You leading the witness. You leading the witness, Your Honor. Your Honor. If we're being honest, if you were out there, would that cause you to have to react a certain kind of way? Most definitely, good. While you were in jail or after, well, how long were you in jail? It was only a couple of days. Did you meet with any of your friends that were out in Vegas that week? Your Honor. Speculation. Did you meet with any of your friends that were out in Vegas that weekend? Yeah, well, me and Dre were living together at that time. Yeah, and Dre came home and told you that they killed Tupac, right? That's what y'all get ready to tell us next, right? Sure. I already see it. I fucking already see it coming. Yeah, well, me and Dre were living together at the time, Big Dre. And then I met, with Orlando. And his arms was like in a sling because they had dislocated his shoulder. So how the fuck he did the shooting with a dislocated shoulder? Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Keep running your mouth. And his arm was in a sling because they had dislocated his shoulder. I know y'all heard that before. If you didn't hear that before, and this is your first time hearing this is nothing new to us. Which his shoulder was already messed up where he used to get in fights, he would throw his shoulders sometime. But during that altercation, it popped. Hello? And y'all don't believe Suge. Y'all believe Reggie over Suge. This nigga with a whole dislocated shoulder bust 14 shots. Oh, leaning over a nigga out the window. Sure. With his fucking arm out of his socket. Right. Keep believing Reggie. Okay? Keep believing Reggie. So he will always keep a sling. Everywhere we go, cars and everything, he keep one because sometimes he never went through to get the surgery and all that. So yeah. I linked up with them. I didn't link up with Keefe. I seen Keefe and T Brown, but they got to the hood, they, once they was with us for a few minutes, then they went and they did them because Keefe lived in the hood too. So he went around to his house and chilled. But I was around Big Dre and Orlando. Now this motherfucker trying to say he seen them soon as they came back in town. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Since you and Big Dre lived together, did you ever have a conversation with Big Dre about what went down this weekend? Speculation, Your Honor. Yeah, he told me what happened. And when he did, when did he tell you what happened? Like, did it happen right after? Right when he came back? No, we weren't around anyone. It was just us at home. When he left the neighborhood, we went home. We lived in Hawthorne at the time. And we went there and, we were just sitting there, like we'll just be talking. I'm like, man, that's messed up how they did Lane. And he was like, yeah, man, this happened and, we seen them, we was going to the 662 club. And so wait, I'm going to break this down a little bit. Was it weird for Orlando Anderson to be by himself, given the fact that you all were in kind of situation? It was because we moved in groups. You know what I mean? That was very, especially with him not having Big Dre with him. What Suge say? Orlando was standing there waiting. It was a setup, right? Now, this nigga says it's not likely for Orlando Anderson to be by his goddamn self. But Orlando standing there waiting for these niggas to come running out. Okay. Now we all don't go, especially with him not having Big Dre with him. Now we all don't go to walk to the restroom with him, but it would have been Big Dre, and Big Dre honestly asked him, like when he said he was going to the restroom, and Dre's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with you," and Lane told him, "Nah, man, I'm gonna go. I got it. You stay here. You stay right here. You know what? Man, get the fuck out of here." So this he, yo, bro, y'all believe this? This nigga telling the story like he was there in the casino with them. And Dre came and told this nigga all this. Yo, man, yeah, the nigga Orlando wanted to go to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom. I was like, nah. Bro. Yo, this is horrible, bro. This is horrible. And it's 27 years later, and this nigga, stop. And Lay told him, nah, I'm gonna go. I got it. You stay right here. You know what I mean? I don't know what Lane was thinking. He knew that death row people were there. That's for sure. He knew that. How he knew that? Everybody knew death row people were there. Question. Everybody knew that death row people were there. Everybody knew that death row were there. They even knew death row knew we were there before we even got there. Huh? Nigga, you wasn't there. Everybody knew that death row were there. How the fuck, nigga, you was in jail? They even knew. Death row knew we were there before we even got there. Nigga, you there or you not there? I mean, not we. I'm saying we as in the neighborhood. How would you know that? Yeah. They coached the shit out this dude. They coached this nigga like goddamn Pat Riley. Yeah. Big Dre yeah. Did Big Dre tell you about what happened at the fight? Did he see the fight? Did he see the aftermath of the fight in terms of Orlando getting beat down? No, he didn't see it, or he would have been right there with him. But they linked up after Orlando got together and walked off and met up with his uncle. Uncle Keefy D? Yes. At some point, was there a decision made? Big Dre tell you what the plan was after leaving the MGM Grand? Yeah. Well, they didn't have nothing like set in stone what they wanted to do, but the whole idea was to catch him. And catch who? Tupac and Suge. Now, did you find, yo, bro, this nigga was in jail, y'all. This dude was in jail, y'all. He was not there. Where is he getting this story from? Dre told him all these details. All these details, sure. Now, did you find out how they got firearms, or did they bring firearms with them? How did they have the firearms? Zip. Get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit. 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 They sat this nigga down and showed this nigga murder rap and told that nigga, yo, you in trouble. We gonna get you off your shit. We need you to read the script. Zit gave them a gun. Get the fuck out of here. Zip, one of these players that's out of New York, out of Harlem. That's actually how we met Puff. I feel like Reggie coached this nigga for this shit. Allegedly. Zip, one of these players that's out of New York, out of Harlem. That's actually how we met Puff. That's how we got connected with Puff. Is through his drug lord. Bro, I'm done. Nigga, I'm done. I am done. I hope this nigga testimony is almost over. This is the biggest crock of bullshit. This is bullshit. This nigga was not there, y'all. Zip, one of these players that's out of New York, out of Harlem. That's actually how we met Puff. That's how we got connected with Puff, is through his drug lord. Even bigger, he was bigger than Keefe, way bigger than Keefe D, but out of Harlem. And he had a compartment built in his Benz, and he told Keefe, I got the pistol. If all you needed, da 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 da. This nigga was not there. This nigga was not there. But not only that, at that time, we had homeboys that live here. So we were, nigga, you not there. What are you talking about? We. This nigga's, yo, bro. They trying to coordinate linking up with the homies too. You know what I mean? That was living here already to get weapons. And they were going to meet up at the 662 club, like, meet up. This nigga's lying, bro. Okay. They just got the guns from Zip. Zip gave them the gun to Keefe. And that's what Dre told you, that Zip got the gun. Your Honor, misleading, leading a fucking, bro. Yeah, that's Zip, yeah. So I want to show you grand jury exhibit number 7. And you say that's Zip. Yes. So you heard from Dre that Keefe gets the gun from Zip. Have you ever seen this secret compartment before? I knew he had it. He used to have them in his vans. He used to. Now, the question was, have you ever seen it in the Benz, nigga? And how do you know the Benz? How did he get the Benz in fucking Vegas? He drove to Vegas, Zip. Zip drove to Vegas. Right, nigga. Right. Sure. From New York. 2 days he drove to watch the Tyson fight. Sure. Okay. I knew he had it. He used to have them in his vans. He used to have those kind of vans where, like a family van, the big ones, but like safari vans. But yeah, they be tricked out and have. We knew he had, compartments and stuff like that. But I didn't actually see, that compartment and things like that. So you telling me Zip drove all the way from New York to Las Vegas just so he can have a gun with him in Vegas? A nigga that hangs with Don King and Mike Tyson? Fuck he need a gun for? In Vegas. All right. So Dre tells you the plan is to link up with everybody, go to 662. Why 662? What were they expecting to happen? Who were they expecting at 662? You know who the fuck they was expecting. Come on, knock the bullshit off. This shit is so leading. This is bullshit. They don't have no evidence, bro. This dude was not there. Dre's not even alive to cooperate this nigga's story. Well, they knew they were going to bump into Suge or Pac that night because Pac was supposed to perform there that night anyway. And so, for a record, 662 is what that means, right? Why don't you tell us? It spells mob. So on your phone, 662 spells mob out, you know? So this is the back in the day where you had to press a number one or two or three times. Correct, right. All right, so 662 corresponds mob. Yes, it does. Now, and you had mentioned that KVD was trying to organize people. You guys had out there also to go to 662. Is that correct? Correct. Well, this nigga was not there, bro. Correct. Well, let them know that this is what's going on. We were beefing. Who is we, bro? You not there. Well, we already was beefing, but it's on. We had it over here. And, you know, of course, they're like, let us get together. Boom, boom. We're going to meet you guys over there. And is it fair to say communication was a little bit more difficult back in 1996? Yeah, way difficult. Yes, way different. So that's why the time gap of, because in that case, they would have been at the MGM and like that, you know, anything's accessible right there. You can hop on the freeway, boom, you right there. But yeah, so they just went on their own, you know. We was going anyway, but bro, you was not there. Yo, this shit could be so misleading to a grand jury. They'll forget that this nigga was in jail with the way he talking about it. Like he's there. So Dre tells you what happens. Like, do they see Tupac at 662? No, actually, at 662, on the way to 662, they see him. Not actually at 662. On the way to 662, they seen him. They said how they seen him was Suge and them had an entourage of cars behind them, you know, with different people, homies, possibly security behind them. And then they said what caught their eye was they seen some girls who were like, oh, that's this nigga watched murder rap, bro. Come on, bro. This nigga is saying the same exact story. This dude was not there, y'all. Any nigga could watch murder rap and say Dre was they best friend. They live with them and Dre told them that. You really think KVD is going to let a nigga go back and tell a nigga about a murder? You don't think the four niggas in the car were sworn to secrecy? Who will go back and brag about killing the biggest nigga in the world and the shit is all over the fucking news? They heard it screaming out the car. We know. Let me tell ya. Tupac. So that alerted because they didn't know which car nobody was in at the time. So they signaled them to like Tupac and them was in the 745 or 750, whatever it was. So T Brown merged a certain way because remind you, they were in an entourage. So we were, the homies was in the entourage, and they kind of just zoomed up right on the side of where Tupac was, is where Tupac and them was at. So I'm going to stop you right there. You said T Brown. Dre told you T Brown was driving? No, this nigga was there. Ain't nobody got to tell him nothing. This nigga was there. Yeah, T Brown was driving. KVD was in the passenger side. Orlando was in the passenger rear right side. And DeAndre was on the left side. Bro, how you know this? This nigga told you all this shit. Or did you see Murder Rap too, nigga? Well, yeah, he did a lot of, T Brown was one of those people that does a lot of dirt. So he had to drive away from a lot of people in his lifetime. So he was actually put good at it, you know? Man, get the fuck out. Yo, bro. So he was known as a pretty good wheelman. Yes, yes. And then you said KVD was in the front passenger seat. Yes. Did that surprise you that KVD would be in the front? I mean, given the fact that his stature and he's the OG, wouldn't it make sense that he was in the front? Would it make sense that he was in the front? Yeah, he wasn't going to get in the back. And then you said Orlando Anderson is behind his uncle, was behind his uncle. Yeah. And then you said that Big Dre was on the driver's side back, right? Yeah, behind Terry. Okay. So did Big Dre tell you what happens after they see Tupac? Well, yeah. They got on the side of him. Keefy D handed the gun to Lane. And Lane's Orlando Anderson, yeah. And he handed it to him, which honestly, if it wasn't Orlando sitting right there, I think he would have handed it to Dre first because Dre was on that side. Why you got to think if Dre told you everything else, nigga? Why are you even fucking thinking right now? Dre told you everything. Why do you have to think? And he handed it to him, which honestly, if it wasn't Orlando sitting right there, I think he would have handed it to Dre first because Dre's on that right side. Nigga, motherfucker, it's easier to hand it to Dre than to fucking Orlando if he's in the fucking passenger seat. You go like this. The nigga behind me, I got to try to turn all where. It's better for me I can pass it to Dre just like this. Easy. It's easier to pass it to Dre than Orlando. This nigga's cat, bro. But knowing that just what happened to Orlando, hold on. But knowing that just what happened to Orlando, he's going to give Orlando the chance to redeem himself in certain kinds of ways. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you the option to do your thing. You know what I mean? So in gang culture, it's typical that the person who took the beating, gets the revenge, right? Because who's going to take the initiative if you don't want to take the initiative for yourself? Would it be fair to say that would be expected of Orlando Anderson? Oh, for sure. He wasn't coming back to Compton with nothing being done. That would put smut all over with everything that he feel he gained by being in the gang world and what level he was on by him going back after getting stomped out like that. Now, everybody, feels that what you are, you know more. You know what I mean? And so you have the gun being passed from Keefy D to Orlando? Uh-huh. How? He was not there, lady. He didn't see anything. That's what Dre told you? Yeah, that's exactly what he told me. But is it fair to say that Dre told you that Tupac vehicle, the BMW, is actually on the driver's side? Is that correct? Correct. And so what does Dre tell you happened after KVD passing the firearm to Orlando? All right. When he passed the firearm to Orlando didn't have a clear shot. Big Dre is 6'6". At this time, he's 370, 400. He's big. And you're not going to be able to lean over a big guy like that and my time of knowing things, you're not going to reach over like that because shells would have been popping all in Big Dre's face and all kind of stuff. He can't bend down or anything. He's too big. So Dre said that he's on my side. Basically, I'll do it, basically. But it was, you only have a split second. So the way I'm saying it might seem a little slow, but this is how he did it. Lane couldn't get a clear shot. Boom. Dre said, hey, give me the pistol. Got the pistol. Boom. Did his thing, did the shooting. Now you hear a lot of speculation about the big arm. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm done with this nigga. If you don't know a nigga that's coached that got so much detail for some shit that he wasn't at, and the nigga told him this shit 27 years ago, and he got all this fucking detail, man, you telling me this nigga ain't watched Murder Rap? He didn't look at what they had, the big arm. Like, this nigga said, boom, boom, this did his thing, did the shooting. Now you hear a lot of speculation about the big arm. We're not going to go into any of those things. Yeah, just what other people are saying. I just want to hear what Dre told you. That's exactly what Dre told me, that he did the shooting. Okay, Dre told you he did the shooting. He did the shooting. And based on his size and where he was positioned, where he says he was positioned in the car, he was better positioned to do it, period. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't ask you is, did they ever tell you what car they were in, what kind of car? Yeah, it was a white Cadillac that was rented from, I believe it was Terry's, his mother or his brother. Bro, how much money Reggie gave you, nigga? How much money Reggie gave you, brother? You neighborhood, and you would rarely get up here and tell all this shit in detail, like you was there. You would do this to DeAndre's family. You would do this to this man's family and make his family the target of motherfucking Tupac crazed fans. Do you know that motherfucker? You are putting a target on Tupac family, on Dre's family back after this shit is dead and over with, fam? Just because Dre is dead, bro, why would you do that to his family? And this supposed to be your friend you live with? And you in the gang and you snitching on your man saying that he killed Tupac? Like, that man ain't got no family out here. Okay? With friends like this, who need enemies? Y'all better watch who your fucking friends are. Your ass died, niggas will put your family in the guillotine. Yeah, it was a white Cadillac that was rented from, I believe it was Terry's. His mother, this nigga got the answer to every fucking detail, bro. The soldier that was 17 at the time, 16. He know grown-ass men business. Yeah, it was a white Cadillac that was rented from, I believe it was Terry's, his mother or his brother. I know his brother used to rent a lot of cars for him. I don't know which one. It was brown. I don't know which one. Yeah, but yeah, it was a Cadillac. Wow. And did Dre tell you what happened after Dre shoots? Yeah, he said after he did the shooting, the entourage that was behind Suge and them, they said once they was about to hit that corner, that a few shots occurred from what I heard back then was Trayvon and them trying to chase Lane and them down. Now we know Trayvon didn't chase them down. We know it was Buntree. So Dre told you that Trayvon, the person, if we could take a step back, the person who Chain got taken back at the Lakewood Mall, Trayvon is the one that's returning fire, trying to chase him down. He was in the car with someone else, but I don't know who. How you know? Yo, bro. Oh, man. Yo, I hope Keefy D got some bomb-ass lawyers. They can tear this motherfucking nigga ass up. But yeah, Trayvon sent a couple of shots at at Keefy D's way. Keefy D and them tried to pursue Chase. But Terrence got got away, maneuvered. It was some girls too that was trying to follow Dre in them. Dre told this nigga all this shit. Y'all believe this shit? Or y'all believe they trying to fucking get a conviction? This nigga's coached so fucking good, bro. This nigga's coached more than Azriel Clary. Dre and them, he said he just gave them a couple back, like boom, 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 And he said they were just veered off basically, and that's how they just kept going. So then Dre tell you what they did after the shooting? He didn't exactly tell me. So if he didn't tell you, then yeah. And I didn't ask, you know what I mean? Certain things, when you get too involved in it, like you say, oh, well, then what do you do? Now it seems like you're trying to get information. And they'll think that regardless, you could be their best bud, and they'll be like, man, why you asking me? You know what I mean? So you kind of got to let that come out to you from them, You can't really ask, oh, man, this, and that, and you can't. That's the cardinal sin. Let me ask you this. I mean, was this just part of a normal... Was this just him relaying it to you, or were you trying to get information? No, I wasn't trying to get information. It was just standard conversation, Standard conversation, a nigga to confess to a fucking murder. Sure, buddy. We lived together, talk about stuff. It was that type of setting. So when they came back to LA, do you ever see the car again? Did you ever see the white Cadillac? Yeah, I seen it before. Yeah. They had it a couple of days before they left. So you saw it before they left. Yeah. And did you see it after? And did you see it after at all? And did you see it after at all? I didn't see it when it came back. No, I didn't. Nigga, you just said you did earlier. Who was driving it? Or what the white cat? Who was driving it, or who had the white Cadillac when you saw it before they left? Terry. Yeah. Terry had it. He had it. Terry had it because they said Terry was the driver at the killing. So they trying to put Terry in as the owner of the white Cadillac that they could not prove for 27 years until now. Sure. Okay, so obviously this whole thing ultimately you learn that Tupac dies, right? Correct. And this is a whole worldwide story, right? Yes. So why didn't you come forward, sir? Why didn't you come forward then, sir? Why didn't you cooperate telling people that Dre killed people, sir? So you telling me way back then you knew, sir, and all the rumors that was floating around that Orlando did it, you knew that it was Dre, right, sir? Sure, sir. Sure. And amongst not just the world, but amongst the neighborhood, it is fair to say people are talking about what happened out in Vegas. Oh, yeah. And did Dre ever publicly go around the neighborhood saying, I shot Tupac? No, he didn't. And did Dre ever publicly go around the neighborhood saying, yo, I shot Tupac? No, he didn't. The one reason he didn't is, for one, you don't want the heat. I killed a rapper, Tupac, especially at that point. But he trusted to tell you. He trusted to tell you, and you know you wouldn't tell nobody, right, brother? Okay. And not only that, he didn't want to take the credit for Orlando. So y'all, do y'all believe Reggie or y'all believe Suge? If Suge say it wasn't Orlando, y'all believe it was Big Dre? Not the pretty, the guy that looked like a light-skinned dude that looked like a bitch that Gaddafi said? Y'all believe these people, right? Okay, so he said he didn't want to take credit for Orlando. So he said he didn't want to take the credit for Orlando. While you were in the hood, were people, or in the neighborhood, were people assuming that Orlando was the shooter? Yeah, that's how it was painted. Everybody said Orlando did it. So the word on the street was Orlando. It was Orlando. Word on the street. And so Dre told you he didn't want to take the credit for it. Yeah, he said there wasn't no reason, it happened to him. It happened to Orlando. And by him knowing the street aspect of everything, he like, no, that's his best bud. He like, yo, go ahead, man. I'll let you get, this glory at the time. So yeah, he just kind of fell back and left it alone. I'm gonna let my man go to jail for fucking killing Tupac. Right. Right. Yeah, go ahead and take the credit, nigga. I'm gonna let you take the credit. So if you get arrested and go to jail for it, I'm just gonna let you go to jail so you can have the rep, my nigga. Sure, my nigga. Sure, my nigga. Now, did it affect the gang culture, particularly in the mid 90s? Like, was it important that Orlando Anderson is the person that gets the retaliation for beating that he took at the MGM? Yes, because back then it was called you got to get your man. Okay. So that's like whenever somebody they did it to you, did something to you, your whole thing, you have to get your man because you won't be respected. If you do anything else besides get your man, it was all for nothing, basically. So, I mean, would people look at Orlando in a slightly lower level, even if it was his homie Dre that did the shooting? Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. They would. A lot of people wait for these moments. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't all that or he ain't all this. And then if that came out that he didn't do it, like, now it's a whole thing. Now you're now you are the subject to get tested because you are not the person that you supposed to be or portraying to be. And by getting tested, you mean other people the game might challenge? Yeah, they might try to challenge. And stop leading you know what I mean? Your gang, and that can be a problem. Now, when you were in a group setting with Orlando Anderson, would people ever say, like, would the homies ever say to Orlando, oh yeah, you got Tupac, or mention the fact that yeah, a few homies. See, our homies, our block though, we all South Side, but there's streets, but but right but right there where we at, nobody on our end was saying nothing like that. It's the other hoods that just want to know, like, man, you did pop, bro, woo woo. And to be honest, Lane just be like, man, y'all crazy, man. Don't believe everything you hear. He used to shut them off, which they knew the truth. Right. But you know what I mean? Well, they thought they knew the truth, But he never gloated about it. Oh, he just played it off. Yeah, he just played it off. Man, you know, y'all all crazy like that. So he never gloated about it or took it like oh, I'm the man. Honestly, I never seen that. I didn't see that in him. You know what I mean? Now, one last thing about the time they were in Vegas. You mentioned earlier that Dre said Keefe D provided the firearm for the shooting. Is that right? Yeah. Well, Zip provided it and Keefe gave it. Yes, right. And in that car, in that situation where you got T Brown, the driver, you got a couple of young soldiers in the back, and you got Keefe D in the front, who's the person in charge in making the plans of what's going to happen in that car? Keefe is. Keefe's the one who's going to make all the arrangements and all the plans until that guns goes into somebody's hand. Because now you're going to off because now you're going off of your own because now you're going off of your own accord. You know what I mean? He can't control. He can't force somebody to shoot. He can't force. Yeah. But if Keefe D has the gun to Orlando and Orlando says, no, I'm out, that's going to cause a big problem. Oh, yeah. That would have went real left. That would have went real left. And if Keefe D handed the gun to Drake, would have went very, very terribly. It would have, and if Keefe handed the gun to Drake, it would have went terribly because it would have went very terrible because that's not no blood to Keefe. Keefe would have came back, and as much as he talked, he would have came back and, oh yeah, he's this and that, dot. Yeah, he would have really poured it on Big Drake. He would have poured it on him. So if they wanted to stay in good with the gang, good with the neighborhood, they had to do what Keefe was saying. When this shit is bullshit, bro. They are really trying to fucking do whatever they can to convict Keefe D with no fucking evidence. When he's handing it over, Keefe D's orchestrating when he's handing the gun back. Right. At least attempt. It doesn't mean at least. If tragedy wouldn't have happened, as long as they have known that as long as they would have known that you got get back, that was enough that they feel that you put forth the effort to take care of the situation. All right, the state has no further questions for this witness. Does any members of the grand jury have any questions for Mr. Lee? Yes, ma'am. Juror, do you go by a different name besides Devonta? Yes, my gangbanging name was Dirt Rock. Dirt like dirt and rock. Rock? Yeah. So the intended target wasn't necessarily Tupac. It was just a person from death row? No, not just a person from death row, because in that case, they could have went anywhere and got, anybody from death row. It was specifics. If you didn't get Sugar Tupac, it was basically for nothing. You know what I mean? Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. It wouldn't have brought no justice to our team at that time. So they feel that they got something good, which was Orlando Anderson, even though he didn't get, killed that day. But they did feel, so we have to match the energy, meaning we have to get somebody on their stature or higher. This nigga is cap, bro. And Sugar Tupac are the main ones. Plus Orlando Anderson. Orlando Anderson was no main nigga. If anything, Keefe D would be somebody that y'all would have to do something for. Suge and Pac is the head of Orlando ain't equivalent to shoot to Pac and Suge on a level. Like this nigga's cap, bro. They coached the shit out this kid. And Suge and Tupac are the main ones. Plus, Orlando had a problem with Tupac running up on him because he felt Tupac couldn't beat him. He couldn't beat him up or nothing. He really wanted to fight Tupac, literally. And so, yeah, that was the goal, to get Sugar Tupac. Anybody from Death Row, it wouldn't have done no good. Yes, ma'am. Was Sugar Tupac involved in the MGM thing, or was that just some? No. Death Row Soldiers? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. That's okay. Yes, they were involved. They were there. Yeah, they were there. Suge tried to act like he didn't kick Orlando. He tried to act like he wasn't participating in it. Even Orlando said, let me stop you. We will have other witnesses who will describe who each of these people are. But let me just ask you, and watching the video you watch, have you seen Tupac and Suge actually involved? See, Suge's over there, the big guy in the back. He's the one that got in a few kicks. There's Pac right there. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you in this way. When Dre was telling you what happened at the MGM, did Dre tell you about who everyone believes started this fight? That's kind of, I don't know. Because Dre told me, okay, you know what? Have you strike that? Did you become aware of who started the fight at the MGM Grand? I didn't know who exactly started it. Okay, so if you don't know, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know who started it. Nigga, you wasn't there. You don't know shit. You know as much as Reggie know. Y'all ain't see the fight. Y'all ain't see the shooting. Any other questions? Oh, yeah. Sorry, one question. So from your knowledge or what you were made aware of, there was only one firearm that was fired? Correct. Now, KVD said Tupac fired the first gun, the gunshot. How do this dude know anything? Why are they asking this dude anything? He was not there. And when you say one firearm, you mean Dre told you that there was only one firearm shooting, right? From the vehicle? From the white Cadillac. Yeah, that's the only weapon that was in the vehicle. How the fuck would this nigga know that? Any other questions? God damn, look at all this evidence. Sheesh. Seeing a couple of other names up here. That's the first witness. A nigga that was not there. He's telling us that Dre told him all these details. And we supposed to believe this? That's they star witness? They in trouble, brother. They in trouble. Joke, no joke. I'll take calls tomorrow, but there's more pages. There's 4 more I got to go through. All right, so tomorrow I'll come back with the rest of it. Yo, bro, this is crazy. It ain't no telling you might be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button.
Check it out. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes. DJ S&S the great. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. Best day of my life, no sleep all night. Broke day for weeks, my cash was right. My capo tight, take our loot, unite. 23-hour shifts, had to see loot like Mike. Cash, lovely, yeah, Dougie. How could this day get so ugly? Wifey bout to pop, like some bubbly. Yo, through those 9 months, don't really bug me. Felt like a star, cop first car. Get up with the guard, what it is, baby paw. He about to cop a van, get up with our mans. Before we reached our low spot, toes blam. Unaware what happened, discussing the clapping. It wasn't loud, ain't shit gon' happen. Me being stupid, instead of getting they moving, this nigga kept chefing like the woo one. Then we heard a knock, no one knew of this spot. 6 niggas in the spot, 6 niggas not. Ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. I'm in the precinct all damn evening. This good cop, bad cop shit got me steaming. No, I was caught, I ain't give a fuck. Had jokes like the usual suspects line up. Book time's up, came back fuck. Shirt wrinkled up, my pigs roughed me up. Time's up, heard them clink of the cuffs. Niggas was so deep they had to call on the bus. Everybody that checks outside waiting on us like ghetto celebs. Our cells ain't plush. 5 in the book and gave a whooping. He never forget, they gotta be split. Up in the courtroom, they cause it ruckus. Everybody in the jacks waiting on us. Try to bail us out, that thought got thrown out. Bill one so high, I couldn't bear half a nigga out. Copped out, that's what first fell in the bow. Back on the bus, Rikers the row. Wifey in the courtroom crying out. We love y'all with tears running in their mouth. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon.
They counted me out, 'cause I didn't wanna get down. Niggas talking about God there. What God? What God are you talking about? Say his name.
This nigga went Eric Benet. Now the baddest girl won't show her face. You know your ass in the way when she ain't show up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you ain't even say her name. Lame, you better say Dame. In the streets, we call you roadblock. Nigga, you shot. Nigga, you block rocks. Like when Chris was about to pop. Like MJ moonwalking like Spock. You abuse your power fast. You killed and thought that's black.
Jay told me in no certain terms that, you know, no rapper can really afford to look bad in front of him. So it's almost like we gotta blackball him.
Shout out to Jay-Z for seeing the big picture here.
Yeah, and it was a hard pill to swallow.
Tariq, you kill the weeds, not the seeds that grow the trees. And as long as you alive, Dame should have a milli. Fuck you mean bleed. Nigga, don't get me started. You know I'm retarded and lion-hearted. You flipped on your peeps for those peoples in them white sheets. Like you pro-black, we pass kneeling, how you shit on cap.
Did you kneel or would you stand?
What?
Did you kneel or would you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling.
Nigga, you got the check, the pros went back, and that's no cap. Leaving cap with no salary cap. Your son said you his dad, and you never threw him a pass. Watching his siblings in the stands, say lips, say no, say hands. You say the kid is not your son, they call you Hov, it must be immaculate conception.
Y'all want to see when Tupac fired Reggie? Here go the facts. 8:27, right before Vegas. You see that? 2 right-way security from Tupac Shakur, 8:27. And it says right there what? Reggie, please be advised that I am no longer relying security or whatever that says. It says, I am no longer require security services from right-way protective services. Services no longer required. You see it? You see it? But y'all keep going over there, watching this nigga tell y'all Tupac stories. Like Tupac didn't fuck with him at the time of his death. And Suge don't fuck with Reggie right now. Those are facts. Suge don't fuck with Reggie, bro. I'm telling y'all.
Choke no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's an A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. And mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Suge Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Suge Sprite. I love her. Suck my nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. And mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D and her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to take freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Choke, no joke, no joke. You know what it is.
Hey, son.
Hi, when are you coming home?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye.
Where are you? Where are you?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Tell Daddy I'm not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye. Bye. What am I supposed to do? Tell this 10-year-old boy I'm getting some new dick or something?
Check. Yeah. Choke, no joke. Know what it is. This go out to the desperate housewives in New York, Atlanta, Texas, California, Miami, Mississippi. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. It was quick how it happened. We was just chatting, had a lot in common. I kept her laugh in the department in which a man was lacking. He was the king of the ship. Somehow I became captain. My swag on platinum, all my gold just smacking. Then phone sex had happened. Things went left. Our common interest in sex, something like Little Kim and Hugh F. We knew if we met, it would be electric. Then the day came and we met. It was beyond my dream. A dream so sweet it made me scream. It was like a dream. Knew why he made a queen. I wanted to find Marty McFly and use that time machine. Run up in the church, create a scene. Object to that wedding and give him my ring like I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. I fell harder than a mother, my number one lover. Yo, under them covers was like no other. Had everything in common. I used to love her until he bugged her. Bitch motherfucker, device in the whip, had to call it quits. Hit us like a brick, we both sick. Now she got dilemma, like Kelly the kids. I'm calm, wish I never met the chick. Missing her seafood and our trips. Sex in the soul house, we did that shit. Sexing on the tent, we risked that shit. We both freaky as fuck, I miss my chick. Well, never mind, dare to take him off of mine. Kindred spirits, just the wrong time. Get divorced, you can hear my line. Until I repent, it's next lifetime. Like, I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Joke, no joke, you already know. It's that south side of Eden Wall flow. We out of here. Choke, no joke, you know what it is. Let's go, let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to these fakes and these frauds. They don't own cars with Lamborghini doors. When hype show cut, it's back to the store. I was born in the Jackson, this shit was hell. The place where I saw soldiers fall. Some simply for nothing at all. Some cause they lived on the other side of the wall. Now this might sound crazy, love what the hood made me. Poverty made me far from lazy. This ain't the place you wanna raise your babies. Young girls out here thinking they lazy. Nose powdered white, they brain all hazy. Ask them what they wanna be, they look at you crazy. These young cats out here looking all angry. I was just like them, sometimes the music made me act other than myself, no influence lately. Cause behind the scenes, they not living greatly. And I found out that most of these cats never sold jacks or the penitentiary. Let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face in these floors. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back to the store. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face in these floors. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back to the store. They not selling drugs, they really not thugs. If they was, where are the slugs? Do you see them when you cop your drugs? Pulling up with S to B in the front? Nah, it's not what they got, it's what they want. In the jungle, we all on the hunt. It's chemical. It's chemical beats. You know what it is.
Joke, no joke. Good night. I'll catch y'all in the morning. Please subscribe to the new channel. I'll see y'all in the AM. All right. Peace.